Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Monday Mix. Today is the 21st of April. Now as you can see, I've got a stack of coins already on the mat. Now these are the United States quarters that I bought at the pumping station in Cardiff just over a week ago. Costing total £50. There's 191 quarters, so it worked out about 26 pence per coin. Now I did mention in the vlog last week that if there was any duplicates, of course there is, they would be available for swaps or even for sale. Now there's already a few people registered their interest. They haven't got back to us, probably because of the fact that they didn't know what I actually had available. Now I was going to go through every single coin individually, would have taken far too long, so I would probably be putting a chart up at the end to show what I've got, what I'm keeping and what there is available to swap or to sell. But I will be scanning the coins with a camera later on. But there's one coin here in particular. This one here is Vermont State Quarter from 2001. This one is a Philadelphia mint mark. Now this one would have been needed for the collection, but as it turned out, it's going to end up being a spare. And I'll let you know the reason why a little bit later on. So anyway, a little bit of a backstory. These three dates here, 65, 66 and 67, you will not find a mint mark on any of these coins because the United States Treasury wrongly assumed that collectors were just hanging on to every single coin. So those 3 years they didn't have a mint mark put on them. Now prior to 65, any mint marks that you did see on any coins would have been on the reverse. Normally Denver, I think it is just down the bottom, just below the where the branch is. There used to be a D mint mark there. And also before 1965, the coins were silver. Now in the early 60s, there was a bit of a coin shortage in the United States, partly due to the baby boom following World War II, where a lot of people would have been needing coins in circulation, and also the fact that in 1963 John F. Kennedy was assassinated. So with regards to the $half, it did have Benjamin Franklin on the obverse. That was changed to John F. Kennedy, but because the silver content was 0.9 silver, a lot of people probably hanging on to the coins probably more for sentimental reasons, and because the price of silver was so high, it meant that the United States mints were having to produce another coin for every single one that was taken out of circulation. So in 1965, the Congress passed the 1965 Coinage Act, which meant that the dimes and the quarters were reduced to copper nickel varieties. The 5 cents nickels were already copper nickel. Now, if there's any American viewers watching this or American coin collectors, if I do come up and say something wrong, can you please mention it in the comments. So anyway, mint marks, as I mentioned, 65, 66 and 67, there wasn't any made on any coins, but from 1968 onwards the D mint mark did reappear. The Philadelphia one still did not have a mint mark, but from 1980 onwards the P mint mark did appear on all of the quarters. And while we're on mint marks, the 1 cent coins for Philadelphia, that only had a mint mark of P on the 2017 1 cent. That was to commemorate 225 years of the Philadelphia mint. So anyway, that is the 1965. Oh, by the way, while I remember, these are sort of copper nickel with a copper core, so it's a bit like a sandwich. So you can see where this red mark is around the outside, that's the copper coming through, but either side it has a copper nickel. But some coins were produced where you didn't have that red mark, so they would normally be silver. Now regarding mint marks again, West Point, although they did produce quite a few coins, they produced a lot of coins in the early years as well, just to help out with the coin production. But they didn't have the W mint mark on at the time. It was similar to the Philadelphia ones where it didn't have a mint mark on at all. So anyway, we'll move on to what happened on this day. Now, as you know, I like to try and pick something that is coin related, and this one relates to a birth, and this person has had their obverse on billions and billions of coins in the UK, and that is the late Queen Elizabeth II, who was born on the 21st of April 1926. Fortunately, she did pass away on the 8th of September 2022 at the age of 96, so today would have been her 99th birthday. And more than likely next year the Royal Mint will produce some sort of commemorative coin celebrating her 100th, or would have been her 100th birthday. But there has been 5 obverses made throughout her lifetime. The first one was done by Mary Gillick, and then as the UK moved toward decimalisation, that was changed to the Arnold Machem portrait. Then we had Raphael David McClure, followed by Ian Rank Broadley, and finally Jodie Clark. Now next up is some coins I received as swaps with a few other people. Now the first one is from 2016. This is the Blanc of Jersey, 1 penny. Now I swapped this one and the following 2 coins with one of my daughter's friends, Sam. Now this had a mintage of 8,400,000, and then we've got the Guernsey cow from 1990. And this one had a mintage of 380,000. And finally the Albert Tower, which I showed you last week. This one's got a B8 mint mark or die mark down at the bottom left hand corner there, Albert Tower. And this one doesn't have a mintage figure, and this one is from 2007. Next up is some coins I did a swap with Miroslav from M Collects, and this was the one that I said, oh, I'll be interested in. I did a swap on his channel. 2001 Vermont with the P mint mark, so that's the reason why that other one is now going to be a swap. So let's put that one there. And then we've got a couple of 1 cents from United States. This one is from 1993, D mint mark for Denver. And this one had a mintage of 6,426,650,571. Then we've got another one from the United States, another 1 cent. And this one's unfortunately to be tarnished, but it is from the year 2000. We'll get that. You see just see it there, but it is a Philadelphia mint. There's no mint mark on it. And this one again had quite a high mintage. This was 5,503,200,000, and it is the close AM in America. I don't know if I can zoom in here, because sometimes there's some that are a bit further away. Now this one had a mintage of 45,800,000, and this is a penny from Ireland, and that's from 1994. We've got a Gibraltar one. Now this has an AA mark just to the left, well, just above the O in one, underneath the twig that the bird's sitting on. Barbary partridge. 1995. This doesn't have a mintage figure. I've got two from Jersey, Seymour Tower, 5p. That one is from 2002. Which had a mintage of 1,200,000, and this one is from 2003, and this one has a mintage of 1,005,000. And we've got an American dime, 10 cents. Okay, that's a bit on the grubby side, 2007. You can just say the little mint mark. I forgot to write the mintage figure down on that one, but probably put it on the annotation somewhere on the screen now. And we've got a mintage of 500,000 for this Jersey 10p, followed with Dolman's Tomb. That one's from the year 2002. Staying with Jersey, you've got Corbière Lighthouse. Again, that one is dated 2005, and that had a mintage again of 500,000. And we've got two from Gibraltar for Europort. This is 1995. This has an AA mark just underneath where it says Euro. Unfortunately, the back, sorry, the obverse is tarnished as well. That's, there you go, 1995. And also I've got one here from 2001. Again, Europort, and again an AA die. And last but not least, staying with Gibraltar, we've got, I don't know why I've got magnetic up there, because I don't think there was a non-magnetic variety. This is 2018, so Calpia House, and most I've already put on there to be a die. Just see to the left of the house. I don't know if I can zoom in any further. There we go. Bar. That's from 2018. So excellent swaps indeed. So next up is the UK #1 on this day, and we're going to go back to 1971 for this one, where we saw T-Rex with Hot Love at the top of the charts. It was their first of 4 UK #1s that they had. Hot Love actually spent 6 weeks at the top of the chart, and this week was the last of those 6 weeks. Now, they were formed in London by guitarist and singer-songwriter Mark Bolan in 1967, and originally they were known as Tyrannosaurus Rex, but the name shortened to T-Rex in 1970. Initially they were a psychedelic folk genre, but moved towards electric rock in 1969 towards the glam rock era. Now, the initial 4-piece band broke up almost immediately in 1967 following a disastrous performance at the Covent Garden in London, but Bolan and then drummer Steve Porter, who later changed his name to Steve Peregrine Tuck, they continued as a duo. But a dispute between the two of them later saw the end of that duo. Now, Bolan recruited Mickey Finn as percussionist in 1969 and finished the final album under the Tyrannosaurus Rex name. A Rider White Swan was released in October 1970, which actually went straight into #2, and that was followed by their first #1 hit, Hot Love, which I'm actually talking about. Now, in between these two songs, the bassist Steve Curry and drummer Bill Legend were recruited, and this foursome had the most successful period of the T-Rex lineup, probably classed as their golden age, and they did have several different band members between 1973 and 77. Obviously we saw Bolan's death in a car crash in September 1977, which saw the group disbanded. But the T-Rex name was used in various variations by other former band members. But all in all, there were 14 studio albums. The last one was a Mark Bolan posthumous release. As Tyrannosaurus Rex, they had one top 10 hit, but as T-Rex, they had 4 #1 UK singles, with a further 6 getting into the top 10, 4 reaching number 2, 1 reaching number 3, and 1 reaching number 4. Now finally we're going to go through a couple of coins that Jude S and Rob gave me. So I did quickly show you this last week. Now this one is from Alderney, and this celebrated the Queen's 70th birthday. As you can see, it's a £5 coin. And it's got the nation's flowers there, the shamrock, daffodil, rose and the thistle. No mintage figures available for this. New Mister reckons it's around about £11 for an uncirculated one of these. Let's pop that there. And next up is the birth of Christ. Now this is a crown from the Isle of Man, so again we won't have a mintage figure, dated 1997, and this depicts Mary with baby Jesus surrounded by some angels. The Raphael McClough portrait of Queen Elizabeth. The mintage, as I said, I don't know, but the reverse design was done by somebody called John Savage. Now it did come with this little certificate. Now it does actually say silver coin collection, but it is actually copper and nickel. Brilliant uncirculated. And if you want to pause the video, you can read that. That was lovely, very nice indeed. I like crowns and the £5 coins. And then we've got this little parcel, that Jude gave. I don't know if I'm zoomed out. Yeah, I am zoomed out. So, I don't know what we've got in here. Oh, yeah. And we've got a little note inside. All stuck together, I think. Right. So I've got this little note. Thank you. think you probably have all these, so feel free to trade or pass on to another subscriber. They look like terry coins. Now if it's okay with you, Jude, I might go through them next week, because it looks like there's quite a few, and obviously I'd like to put all the annotations up. So I'm presuming these are all well cut. Whoa, what's this? I thought these were world coins. What's in this one? $1977. Look at the condition. It still feels like a bit sharp around the edges as well. Now it can't be brilliant uncirculated, because brilliant uncirculated sets didn't come out till 1982. which would mean it's either one that hasn't been in circulation at all, or it's actually come from a proof set. And going by the little bit of toning around the edges, I would say it is a proof coin. Got my fingerprints all over it as well. Right, now that's got to be interesting. If you give us a second, I'm going to try and dig out one of my 1977 circulated coins. Right, here we go, I'm back. So I've actually got one here from 1976 and 77, both circulated varieties. So let's have a look at the pour rate. Oh yes, definitely more. It's just more defined, isn't it? So that, I would say, is a proof coin. Let's have a look at the. Whether it's going to show up well. Well, the coin does look actually slightly thicker. Wow. Well, I think I'm not going to even bother putting that into the pot because I don't want to get scratched anymore. Yeah, so like I said, I think these all are world coins, so I might put them in their individual pots, and we'll go through them in, there's another, is that another 50 pence? No, it's from Jamaica. Never mind. Right, so let's have a look. I'm gonna leave on a high with this 50 pence. Now, for channel members, just to let you know that on Thursday there is going to be a £2 coin hunt that's going to be shown before anybody else sees it. It would have been due to go up on Saturday at 12 PM, but there is going to be a £2 coin hunt coming out on Thursday because there is a rather unusual rotation that I found. Alright, so I'm going to quickly take this off the camera holder and I'll show you the coins I've got for the quarters. So you can decide if you do want any swaps. And then I'll be putting that chart up at the end. Don't know whether it'll take us forever to do it. I'm not as clever as M Collects with his graphics. Some women's quarters coming up on the bottom there. I think all of those, I don't know if I've got all swaps for that one, possibly there is just the one. Oh, crossing the Delaware one, there's actually 14 of them. Right, let's put this camera back on. And that is it for today, folks. So until the next time, thank you for watching, keep on hunting, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.